Hello everybody, my name is Beef and welcome back to another video. Today we have something pretty special and I'm pretty proud of it. And by pretty proud I mean very proud of this because, well, I have a working replica of Tango Tek's new AFK fungi tree farm that he just recently built on Hermitcraft Season 7. So what happened was he had a big time jump in between him starting the farm and actually finishing it, where he didn't really show any of the actual building, and well, that's where I came in. And today I'm going to be showing you guys how to build this from start to finish. I'm going to be showing you what he didn't show in his video because I think it's a great farm and I think that it's definitely really useful and definitely worth building on your survival world. So it is, well, it looks at first glance kind of like a mess of circuitry and wires, but when we actually build it, you'll see it's actually not. But now, just to show you this actually works, let's turn it on and give it a test run. Actually, let's make sure there's some TNT in here. Last thing I need is just to have TNT like this not drop out of that. That would not be good. So we come down here and flick that lever. That will turn the whole system on and should see some trees starting to grow momentarily. Oh, there's some trees. Yep, trees are growing. And pretty soon TNT will drop and the netherite will, or the ancient debris will get pushed forward. Oh, there we go, ancient debris out. Here comes TNT. Alright, it blew up some of the bottom and there goes more TNT. And the cycle will now start over, it'll grow more trees. And once this big timer over here decays, then that'll activate all of that. And more TNT will go down and explode all the stuff at the bottom. There we go. Alright, so if we come over here, let's build up a couple blocks. And, you know, let's build this on the same line. It always makes it easier for me trying to recreate something if I build it on the same line of blocks and if I build it the same height. Because, well, I'm mostly basically just copying it over. Because I figure out how to build it one time and then I just recreate that. So it's fine if you want to put this on ground level, but just for the sake of this tutorial, I'm going to have it raised up in the air just so it's a little easier. And you're going to want to start with a couple blocks like this, 5 blocks specifically. And you're going to then need to do this weird thing where you have just blocks in the corners and then in the middle. And then on top of these blocks, we're going to have some redstone torches like that. And we're going to put redstone dust in these little troughs here on the side. And actually get rid of that redstone there because that actually needs to be a repeater. Didn't realize that at first. And you're going to need to have a block there with a redstone torch like that. And then these will all depower. And that's basically for these pistons that are going to go on top. And then we're going to put a lever right here. And that's the activation method for this whole farm. And then you're going to have 3 blocks on either side coming out with redstone dust on top of all of them. And now we're going to take some sticky pistons and put them on top of these torches. We're just going to put one on top of every single one of these. And you're going to put some crimson nylium like that on top of those. So at the level of these pistons, you're going to have a hopper facing downward out on that side. And you're going to put just hoppers in between all of these leading into that one hopper. This is to collect some overflow of like the crimson. It's these root things that like generate in the process of getting the fungi to turn into trees. And then you're going to have a composter and then another hopper. And then you can have a double chest down here. And on top of all of these hoppers, you're going to have minecart rails. And let's see, then you're going to need to get some slabs. I think that's what is next. Yep, you're just going to have a slab 1 block out sort of diagonally like this on all these blocks here. Come on, place. And now we're going to go ahead and take some minecarts with hoppers. And you're going to place 1 on each of these rail blocks. So there'll be 3 in the middle like that. And that's to catch some of the overflow of stuff. And now you can take some blocks and place them on either sides of these like that. And that's just to stop some of the wart blocks growing. They can grow there sometimes. It doesn't really hurt anything, but if you want to have them not grow, you can do that. And it's also easier for placing some of the other stuff that we're about to put on here in a second. Now you're going to take some dispensers. And you're going to have 2 of them stacked on top of each other facing that way on each of these 2 sides. Let's see, make sure we're doing that right. Yeah, we are. So on this side here and this side here. Now we need to get some sticky and normal pistons here for these other areas to sort of pull the stems around and get them up once they've generated. Alright, so place 4 pistons on each of these blocks like that. And then on let's see, how does this come out? I think right here is where you're gonna put 4 sticky pistons. You're gonna have a sticky piston there, a sticky piston here, and then the same on the other 2 sides like this. And this is to get rid of the excess stem blocks that generate down here so it doesn't clog the system. Now you're gonna take some blocks and you're gonna just build 2 of them on each of these sides here, just sort of going toward the middle, and in the very middle you're gonna put some nylium, and that's so that these can grow back into nylium once they get turned into netherrack from having the stems on them. And you can also place redstone there and redstone there like that. So from this piston right here, you're gonna come out 1, 2, and then I think the 3rd one over is that I built on the same level, so that is good. And you're gonna place a hopper right there, facing in that direction. And then over here, you're gonna place a hopper facing. No, just place. Thank you. You're gonna place one in that direction. And now we actually have to just build the big hopper collection system that, well, collects all the items. So in this direction, there's a total of 4 hoppers that are facing that way. And so that's 4 total like that. And then over here, there's a total of 5. So we need to have 4 more facing that way now. And let's see, there we go. Now we need to actually just make hopper lines coming out of that for 8 blocks, because there's a 9x9 collection area for all the stuff to grow in with the water and everything. Alright, we kind of have this laid out now, so you're gonna have to do stuff slightly differently here. So just to make this easy, you can go ahead, place some stems up like this, because this clearly will add a place that you should not have any hoppers be going, because there has to be gaps for the stems. So let's see, for 2 of these rows here, you can just have normal hoppers all facing into each other, going toward that like sort of splitter area back there. And let's see, over here we'll do the same. Let's make sure those hoppers are good. Oh, and over here you can also do the same, and right down the center you can do the same, but we'll have to reroute the hoppers a little bit here. So right here you're gonna have to route basically that one that way, that one that way, and over here you're gonna have to route this one in that direction and this one in that direction. Then these 2 can just go into it like that, and over there we have that. Now that's all set, and we can actually go ahead and start placing in slabs and obsidian. So you're gonna then take some obsidian and you're gonna build, I guess it would be 11 by 11 ring around this thing. That's basically just gonna be a wall for all the TNT and stuff to fall into. So it's gonna also be 3 blocks high, and once you have that done, we're gonna add in some slabs. Also, you can go ahead and add another block onto all of those like that, and then you can break the bottom ones here for just like more simplicity. And now let's see, you're gonna take an anvil, you're gonna place the anvil right here like that in that orientation, and now you're gonna put slabs on top of everything here. And then we need to put in the water that prevents the TNT from blowing up everything when it falls down. Okay, all the slabs and all that stuff is in place now. Just cover everything with the water, and it actually does sort of like, oops, if you don't build it too high like I did, then it actually somehow, the water like spreads. I didn't even know that was a thing on water logging, but it's kind of interesting like that. So you don't actually have to necessarily get a water bucket for every single space here, which is helpful. That will just fill itself in, and now we have all the water. Now that's most of the main central area done. Now we just need to add the circuits around the sides and the inputs and then the top. So let's see, it gets a little bit easier from now on because it's just making individual redstone circuits instead of like the entire system. So on each of the sides of these things, you're going to place a hopper leading into each of them, and you're going to have an observer facing outward right there, so that it will actually create an observer clock when this thing is activated, because we're going to add another observer. And the same thing, we got to do that over here. Observer facing outward, and there we'll break that. And let's go ahead and actually build up the circuits for that right now, because that's really easy. So right here, you're going to have a block starting to go up, and this is a different circuit. And you're going to have a redstone torch on top of it. You're going to have another block and another redstone torch, and then put another block on top with, oh, a sticky piston facing out the back, and you're gonna then put an observer facing that direction, and now that will actually activate this thing. That's the activation method for that side, and over here we need to do the same thing. So let's just repeat that from the other side. Now let's build this front timing circuit, which is this thing out here, and it affects actually the timings of the bone meal dispensers. So from this torch, you're going to come out 2 blocks on each of these sides, and then just connect all of that like that in the middle. And now let's see, 1 2 3 4 5 on the 6th block. Okay, so on the 6th block from this side, which is this block right here, you're going to come out a total of 3 blocks like that. And now we need to add this fancy, well, it's not too fancy, it's just a pulse extender. So you're going to add 8 more blocks in a 4x2 rectangle like that. Over there, you're going to put a block down right there. And you're going to have, let's go ahead and get some, actually don't need that. We're going to get repeaters, redstone, and comparators. So you're going to have a repeater facing that way right there, and then redstone dust leading both ways like that, and that will actually end up being powered even when it's off, which is fine. That's what's supposed to happen. And you're gonna put comparators right there, and let's see, we need to have, oh shoot, we need to have redstone up there. And so you're gonna put the repeater right here, and you're gonna have it set to the max tick setting like that, and that connects to another circuit which we'll be building soon, but not right this second. So now this is a pulse extender in place for these circuits up here, but let's now actually move to the back here and add in this circuit here, which is what controls the pistons pushing and pulling the nylium up and down in this whole thing. So you're actually going to exchange this redstone here for another repeater, and let's get a new concrete color. Let's get purple concrete, because why not? And now we need to build this thing, which is like a pulse extending clock circuit thing. So you're going to start by building 2 blocks out like that. And how else do we need to do this? This is a little tiny bit complicated, not too bad. You're going to have a 2x3 rectangle of blocks up here, and then you're going to have an extra block coming out right there, and you're going to have go down a block and put 3 blocks down there like that. And now you can go ahead to get some redstone comparators and repeaters, and actually you're going to need a torch. So you're going to put a torch right there, and you're gonna have a torch right here and some redstone up there like that. You're gonna then put a block here, and we need to put some redstone up there. Now I think we just need some comparators. Yeah, we do, and a bit more redstone. So comparator right there facing that way, and then a comparator there facing that way, and just put the redstone like that. Now you'll see that it forms a clock, but it's not gonna do anything because all of this is being depowered. But if we were to flip that lever, you'll see that it spams the bone meal, and those go up and down at certain intervals, and that means everything is working. Alright, let's go ahead and add in the collection systems out the back here, and this part gets a little bit annoying, but it's not terrible, it's just a little bit inconvenient. So you're gonna have 2 hoppers coming out and facing that way, and then down you're gonna have, actually, how many is that? Yeah, that's a total of 4 hoppers down, all facing into those blocks right there. And then you're gonna have chests coming out of these hoppers, and let's see if I can just place it like that. Come on, it's so irritating placing these sometimes. And you're gonna have chests at the bottom here. You're gonna have more hoppers facing into them right there, and then you're gonna put a chest there and a chest there. And now we need to build, it's just a very simple item sorter that's been around for ages. Let's get some orange concrete just because it's a different circuit. And the sorter starts at this block right here so that the comparators can measure up at that area. And so just start by some comparators right there, come out another, I guess that's 2 blocks, 2x4, and then you're gonna put some redstone on top of that, and you're gonna come down a block, and you're gonna have blocks there as well. And then blocks down here. It's just a very simple item sorter. It's been around for a really long time. Somehow it still works, which is nice. And then you can put some torches there. Now we have the simple item sorter, and let's actually go ahead and configure this to sort items now. So right here you're going to place some iron nuggets, and you're going to also place well, it doesn't have to be iron nuggets, just 4 items you don't ever want sorted. So then you can go ahead and just take some crimson stems, and we'll get some Shroomlight as well. And now these are both configured to sort only those items. You're going to start with the composter right there. You're going to put a hopper on top of it, and then you're going to have a hopper leading out of it like that. We should get a new color of concrete. What color do we want? Let's go ahead and get light. No, we don't want light blue. We'll get cyan, because why not? So you're going to have this hopper, the bottom is going to feed into a dropper tower that just elevates the items and brings them up like that. And now you're going to put how does this go? The other one's so much simpler because they're like there's weird space constraints over here. Okay, that's how that goes. So place a block down here, and then you can place blocks out like that. You actually don't need the bottom one because that's going to be elevated, but place redstone there, place a repeater, make sure it's at the max tick setting, and then place a comparator right there. Now this will send items up through these droppers and out. So you're going to have a repeater, I mean not a repeater, you're going to have a hopper facing that way coming out of the dropper. And then around here you're going to have also another hopper but facing that way. There's like a weird hopper line. Then you're going to have yet another hopper facing that way. And then over here you're going to have a hopper that's facing in that direction. And how many hoppers is that altogether? You're going to have an additional 3 hoppers. No, I'm falling, I'm stuck. You're going to have an additional 3 hoppers going in that direction right there. This one is actually going to be facing this way because we're going to have a chest, a double chest right there. So now we have to build the inputs for all the bone meal and everything. So you're going to have, first of all, just 2 hoppers like that facing out. Then you're going to build 2 hoppers facing that way coming out of there, and then on this side of the double chest just put a hopper facing that way, and so that basically splits the bone meal. Any bone meal that you put in here will get split. And also, if you want, well actually you kind of have to, you're gonna put another chest up there where you can actually input bone meal manually, because right now this will actually just cycle bone meal back into the system, but you're gonna need bone meal to jumpstart the system anyway. So let's go ahead and load this up with bone meal. It'll filter in while I show you how to build the rest of this. But now let's go ahead and build the other item sorter on the other side, which is a little bit less complicated. So once again, over here you're going to come out 2 blocks, and you're going to have hoppers facing that way. You're going to build the exact same circuit, but just on this side. So I won't show you that part because it's the exact same design, so I'll just cut back to when I'm done. Okay, that's all done, but now you're going to take more hoppers, and they're going to come out of this side. So 2, 3, 4, and 5. So let's see, you're gonna have right here on the 5th hopper out, you're gonna have a hopper facing downward and then 4 hoppers facing into it like that. And this is where the composter goes. So composter, and let's see, we're gonna down here have ourselves another one of those little dropper elevator things that is really handy for this. So you're just gonna have the droppers right here, and they're gonna face upward just like before. Let me place, thank you. And then we're gonna have the hopper leading into them right there, and we're gonna have that same circuit coming out of this. Let's see, you don't need that block like before. You're gonna put the comparator there, put a repeater with max tick setting set there, and some redstone dust. Now that part is done. We're gonna now need to add in that double chest that we had on this side. Alright, you're going to place the double chest right here. You're going to have 2 hoppers leading into it from this upward facing dropper, and then you're going to have 2 hoppers coming out from that, 1 under there, and then 2 hoppers from that, and then a hopper facing that way so that it splits the items roughly evenly. And then once again, we're also going to have another, you can put another double chest up here, and we'll go ahead and add our bone meal to this thing. And that will filter in while I'm showing you how to build the rest of this farm. But those are the collection systems and the bone meal recycling systems all done. We're actually not too far from finishing this thing. We're probably like 2/3 of the way done. So now we're going to build another circuit that comes out of this block. And first of all, you're going to have a block that goes down like this with a repeater on top of it. And then we're going to go up again. Oops. Just have it on the default tick setting. And then you're going to have 5 blocks coming out of that, and you're gonna put redstone dust on top of all of those. Now where does this go? So it goes oh, just 2 blocks in that direction. Okay, and add 2 blocks over here, and then a block going up. Oops, and you're gonna put a redstone torch on top of that and some dust right there. Now let's go ahead and build this massive comparator pulse extender circuit, which actually controls the timings for the TNT. So you're gonna place a block on top of that torch, then you're gonna build, coming out from that block, a 3x6 platform. And yeah, it's pretty big. There we go, that's 3x6, and then put some dust on top of that. Now we have to add a ton of comparators. So start by adding 5 comparators all facing that way like that. Then add an additional 5 over there, and then you're gonna put a block that goes up right here. And now we need, what do we need? This is a little confusing. Okay, so now you're gonna need a block right here, and you're gonna put a redstone torch coming out of there, and some repeaters going into that block. And let's see, I think that's most of that for that circuit, although it connects to a lot of other things. So hang on a sec. So you're gonna go up 1 block right here, and then you're gonna have an 8 block long line of additional blocks coming out like that. Now we actually need to connect this to this other circuit down here. How do we do that again? I think it's pretty simple. Yeah, it is. So to start, you're just gonna have let's get our yellow concrete back. You're gonna have a block coming up there, and then just blocks like that. And you don't need that, although we'll just include it. So now you're gonna run redstone up there, and there's actually redstone that runs across all of that. I don't think there's redstone there though. Let me check. No, there is not. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead actually and build this new line of redstone up here that connects to the sticky piston that controls all that stuff up there. Alright, so we're gonna go up 1 block and then have a 7 block long line of blocks like that. And let's see, I think right here we have a repeater, then more redstone like that. And in the middle here, gonna need to break a little hole like that, and you're gonna then take some other blocks. In this case, we're going to use iron. You don't have to use iron, but if you want to, you can. And you can go ahead and extend this circuit out like that. And now, right here is where you put a sticky piston. And then we're just going to have some other stuff here. We'll get to that a little bit later. We'll put the redstone on a little bit later when we start building the top portion of this. But let's go back down and add in, I think there's only 2 circuits left that we don't have. And those circuits are controlling these pistons. And how do I attach these again? Okay, so from here you're going to come out 2 blocks to start with. And you're going to have repeater right there. And you're going to have another block out. You're going to have a torch. Then you're just going to have some blocks around it like that. And you're going to put redstone on all those blocks except for that one, because here is where you're going to put a torch. And now you should see that these pistons extend like that. And that is one of the activation circuits for the pistons, although it's not connected to anything yet. So you're gonna come out another 4 blocks from that circuit. You're gonna put redstone dust on top of all of that. Now we actually have to go down, because it's connected to one of these torch towers here. Alright, so at this torch tower, you're gonna come out 2 blocks and then bring a block up and connect all that up. And now this torch tower is connected to this piston, so both of those control the same thing. But we also have to build one of those on the other side, so we're gonna do same thing over here, or it's a very similar setup. It's not identical. You're gonna have the repeaters right there. You're gonna have a torch, and then you're gonna have blocks that go around like that. And now we're gonna put some redstone on top of that. Let's just go make sure we're doing this correctly. Alright, we are doing that correctly. You actually don't need those blocks there, so you can get rid of those if you want to, but you're going to come out another block like that, and then you're going to go down a block. And, oh, we don't want repeaters. We're going to put more redstone on top. And now what do we do? Let's see here. Looks like, okay. That's easy. So from here, you're going to go down a total of 2 blocks, and then out 2 blocks like that. And right here, how does this go? You're going to have a torch up there. And then redstone like that. And so now I think we just have to connect this up to this area. Yeah, we do. So coming out another block, add 3 blocks like this, and then 2 out in that direction. Put some redstone dust on top of that. And now just come up a block right there, and then a block over there, and connect all this up. So now both of these are connected to this torch tower, which means that these pistons are going to be working now. They're all hooked up, and I think that's all the circuitry done for this bottom part. Obviously, we don't have this done yet, which we still need to do. We need to do the TNT part of it, but that part's not as hard. Now you can actually go ahead and add some redstone here. You're going to put a repeater set to the max tick setting there. Put some more redstone like that. What do we do now? What do we do now? Can go ahead and put a slab up here. And we're actually just going to give this a test run, I think. Not going to use the TNT part yet. We're not going to make it yet, but I do just want to test this and see if it works. Don't want to have missed anything, so let's turn this on. And we should see some trees growing momentarily. It does sometimes take it. Yep, there we go. We got a tree growing. That's good. Now, all that triggered. Alright, the TNT would be dropping now. Alright, cool. Another tree grew. That's nice. And as far as I know, everything's working. And let's see. Yeah, that already has a log. So let's see. Has that pushed up another block? That's what I want to see. Just to make sure this does get pushed up. And even more trees grew. Oh, yep, it just pushed it up. Did you see that? There. The log is pushed up. Now everything is working. We can go ahead and turn this off and know that all this stuff is working now. Although, looks like I kind of have to blow up some of this. And that makes it easy. It actually simulates the actual farm. So a lot of this stuff will get collected. And I actually hear stuff getting composted in here. Yeah, there's stuff getting composted. That's really cool. Alright, well, it's good to know that all this is working and in order. Let's go ahead and add in the TNT dropper system, and then we're actually done with this farm. So right here, you're going to have 10 blocks of slime. And then we're going to have a redstone block on top of it. So that's 5, 7, 8, 9, 10. We're going to have redstone block. And now, let's see, have a block of gap in between that and another sticky piston. You're going to then put 11 blocks of slime. And then a redstone block on top of that. So let's see, that's 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, and redstone block. Cool. So let's see, let's actually add, we're going to start building this area up here now. We're going to need some obsidian by the looks of it. So you're going to put obsidian right there, and then you're going to go up 1 block, 2 blocks, and then you're going to come out 2 like that, put some redstone on top of all of those blocks right there. And that's most of the connections, actually not quite yet. You're going to go another 2 blocks out and then 1 block up. And now we need to build some of the obsidian that actually sort of encases this area here, just in case of explosions and all that stuff. You're going to take some obsidian and build a 2x3 rectangle of it right there. You're going to add some more out to the side and place 1 over there. Now, let's just, this part's a little bit weird, just trying to figure out how all this connects up. So out on this side, you can add more obsidian like that, and then you can just put a block. Actually, yeah, just leave it like that for now. And you're gonna then put a piece of redstone up there. Actually, yeah, you're gonna put redstone up there. You're gonna put more blocks here, and then we're gonna get ourselves a dispenser and place it right there, but facing downward. And then you're gonna get a normal piston. You're gonna place it here. And I think we need to put obsidian on top of that piston like that, and that should all be good in terms of the obsidian we need. So from this block, you're going to build another 3 blocks, and then you can come down 1 block, and let's go ahead. We're going to put in all the blocks first, and then we'll put the circuitry on top of the blocks. So starting at 1 block down, you're going to add 3 blocks like that, then you're going to have basically another 2 blocks out like that on that side. Actually, no, I was incorrect. You're going to add a total of 3 blocks to that side. And then you're going to come down a block, add 2 blocks right there, and then you go up a block and add 1 block. And let's add in this big platform here. So it looks like it's a 3 by 6. Another 3 by 6 platform. So starting right here, 3 by 6 platform is going to be added. Let's see, that's 3. Actually, you can leave a block out right there, so not quite 3 by 6, but there we go. That's all good. Now let's add in all the redstone for this thing. So over here, you're going to start with some repeaters set to the max tick setting. You're going to put some redstone right there. And you're going to have more repeaters set to the max tick setting. Is that Total of 3. No, it's not. I didn't think so. And you're gonna run redstone up there and redstone down there like that. And we need actually, yeah, we need more redstone. And you're gonna take 2 repeaters and set them just, well, default tick setting. Put some redstone like that. Now we need to get a bunch of comparators. And now we need to get some repeaters, and you're going to place 3 repeaters facing that way like that, all set to the max tick setting. Then you're going to add 5 of them over here, set to the max tick setting, facing in that direction. And then you're going to add some redstone coming out like that, and place those there. Put redstone on top of all that, and I think we're almost done. We're really close to being done here. So add in 2 comparators on top of there, put some redstone on top of those blocks. I think that's all done for this. It does still need the big ancient debris pusher thing though. So now is a decent time to put some TNT into this. So let's see, just put a couple stacks of TNT. Now all that's left for us to add in is our big piston pusher thing of ancient debris, which is probably the most expensive part of this entire farm, unsurprisingly. So you're going to start with a block right there. You're going to have redstone going through that and going to the top of it, and that's where our sticky pistons start. So you're gonna add a total of 28 sticky pistons into this. So let me go ahead and add that real fast. Alright, that's 28 sticky pistons, and now you have to add a corresponding 28 pieces of ancient debris because they are blast resistant like obsidian, but they can be moved by pistons, making them unique in that feature. Now there's no other block that's movable by pistons, but it's also blast resistant to TNT. So that's basically what makes this whole farm work. So now what you need to do, you're gonna have to make the redstone slab line elevator thing for the signal with some repeaters and other stuff to extend it. Okay, so after 11 blocks, counting this, of basically things that have redstone on them, so you're gonna then have to add an extension thing using a repeater and stuff like that. So you're gonna have another normal block or slab like that, but then you're gonna have another one that comes out with a repeater on top of it. Over here you're gonna place a block and you're gonna place redstone on top of it, but you're gonna have to then add in more slabs like that. Let's see if we're doing this right, and then it continues as normal from there until, well, you hit another time in which you need to add another repeater thing for slabs. Alright, so basically on a level with this block here is where you're gonna have the next block, like this, the next iron block that comes out with the repeater and the redstone and that stuff to extend the signal up higher. And then you just need to continue it a tiny bit more until all of these get powered just like that. And I think with that we are done with this farm. Let's just go ahead and give this one test real fast. We don't want to trigger that, but alright, that powers all that, so we did all that correctly. Alright, I'm a little nervous here. Is that repeater set to anything different than default? No. Alright. I think let's just try it. We gotta try it. Alright, so we know most of it works. We don't know if the top works. You know what? I'm gonna be smart. We're gonna make a world backup. I'll be right back. Alright, world backup has been made. Let's turn this thing on. Alright, it's on. It's officially on. We already have a tree that grew in a very weird position, but okay. We've got, let's see, looks like one tree, and this thing will be decaying shortly. Probably get another tree here soon. Yep, looks like we got one tree that time. Alright, that's good. Huh. That should be detonating higher up. I might have missed some timings up here. Yes, I did. So, shoot. Okay, so this repeater's supposed to be set like that, and then that's supposed to be set like that. Okay. You're gonna have to do that later, but that will cause the TNT to detonate higher up where it should. Oh, I'm dumb. I am pretty dumb. We're missing one torch in here. I almost missed this one building this thing to begin with, but gotta do that. Now we will see this work correctly. Alright, TNT goes down. That blows up correctly, but that blows up there. Perfect. So that torch, I almost missed that when designing like this thing from Tango Tek's video, but I missed that here again, so that's my bad. Anyways, Now this thing is all working. TNT comes down, and we might actually be out. Oh, no, we're not out. That was just not in a growing cycle. Alright, we got more trees growing here. It looks like everything is working the way it's supposed to. Oh, no wonder. I was wondering kind of why these weren't growing. It literally, bone meal didn't make it into here. Like, I straight up didn't put enough bone meal in. I was like, these trees should be growing, right? But, yeah, there's literally no bone meal in here. So let's go ahead and add that in. Like I said, you need a lot of bone meal for this thing. It's not completely self-sustaining. But now, yeah, a lot of stuff grew up. So that's a good sign now that all the trees are actually getting bone mealed. It also seems I forgot to put that extra block right there. It's a little embarrassing, but that slab also needs to go there. I missed that. And that redstone. Well, we have accumulated Shroomlights and the stems and a lot of that stuff, and it's also still making bone meal. Yeah, this farm isn't lossless. Sometimes stuff will get stuck on the anvil or other things like that. But that's just something that's kind of unavoidable with this thing. But, well, I'm going to go ahead and turn this off now. We know it's working, despite the couple places where I forgot something or I almost missed something. And I think that's about it for today's video. It looks like I turned this off at literally the exact second at which the TNT wouldn't get dropped out. That's great. That's great. That's bad timing on my part. That's not part of the farm. That's weird. That's just my bad timing here. I was like, what happened to that? And then I was like, oh, yeah. So that's nothing to do with the farm. It's just really bad timing for me. I didn't realize, yeah, apparently you can turn it off at the exact wrong second to have it not drop the TNT. But, yeah, that's a little unfortunate. Yeah, see, it turned it off, like, in mid something or other. So you just have to be careful with that so that doesn't happen. But anyways, I think that's about it for today's video. And I will, as always, link Tango Tek's video down in the description. You should go watch that. And definitely, well, be sure to leave a like and a sub if you enjoyed and found it useful. This was extremely hard to do, but I'm glad I was able to make it work in the end, and I hope that you will also be able to make this work for yourselves. And there also will be a world download in the description below, so you can go check out this for yourselves. But, well, once again, I've been Speeve, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!